and he shot poorly from being wide open.
So in that case, do you keep shooting it out?
No, not when you got those numbers.
No.
No.
You don't put...
I don't think you were... Let's remove the grey from that, please.
Well, I'll make it a little greyer in that there are times when you're going through their spells, you say, okay, for the next 5-6 minutes, let's just continue to, unless it's in that last 4 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever it may be, we are going to penetrate either with the pass or with the dribble and explore other options for kickouts, but certainly not early in the offensive sets take those threes when you're shooting this poorly collectively from the three-point line. You never want to go gun shy. It just comes down to when you're going to take those threes.
Hiram Harris. McCarron got into the paint. Doesn't finish from underneath. Nice work from Johnson.
Fantastic work by Adelaide on the offensive rebounds. They're up to 18.
That's ridiculously high. They've got more offensive rebounds than defensive ones.
And field goal attempt. Field goals made.
Yeah, that's right. And they're only shooting at 27%. And this time, these types of opportunities, I think, are going to be there for them. With this small lineup, someone in the game to get on the boards.
They are the #1 offensive rebounding team in the competition, but no Cam Bairstow for them today. So we check in with John Casey.
Cam, students of the game would notice that Daniel Johnson's free throw shooting technique has changed this season. There was a hitch with the ball sliding out to the right there in his preparation. Now, I spoke with him pre-game and he said, yes, he has changed it. And his percentage, well, coming into this season, he was 86% last season. He's 82% this season. So while it's gone down just a tad, I think if you're in the 80s, well, you take that every day of the week.
Be happy with the 80s, wouldn't you, Corey?
Yeah, I definitely didn't shoot 80. Shot about
That's not what I brought it up on.
70. I don't know, maybe about 74, 73. Stat man, help a brother out.
Do you want him to?
Yeah.
Dufemire, well done.
Yeah.
He's given them something today, Tad Dufemire, playing starters minutes. He's 2 of 6, has 3 rebounds. Make that 4. Travers, nice take.
Real nice take off the dribble.
But it's that easy. We heard Jamie Perlman talking at halftime as well, just about how they're going to guard this penetration, and that by Luke Travers is a relatively easy one.
Pass it. White 24. Hit. Pass the ball.
It's just the fundamentals on the defense there. Slide your feet, keep them in front, keep going to the sideline. But just a simple catch and rip through puts a lot of pressure on your rotations and getting that weak side help, which there was virtually none on that last drive by Travers. And here's a little 2-3 zone by the Perth Wildcats.
Spin move.
Now an offensive foul on Law. Adelaide get a stop.
And if a couple of these threes go down, this will change the perplexity of this game.
Yes, and here's the thing. 18 of 61 at 29%, so they've had 61 field goal attempts as opposed to 34. And yeah, there's been some free throws in there. They've had 14 free throws, but not to the level we'd be thinking, well, there's another 3 that comes up short.
At some point, these threes are going down.
If you keep getting this level of disparity with your field goal attempts, hopefully you'd like to think that some of them would eventually drop and you get right back in this ball game quick, but not with defense like that.
It's good ball movement.
They're so patient, man. Offensively.
Well, Homicide hit the nail on the head. They're unselfish, even with these superstars on the team.
India.
Shot clock down to 7. Malou fires from the corner. It's good.
That's where he...
And they're the
Like
ones you
you
don't
said,
find.
you just talked
there's
about
like
that.
3 seconds left on you. We've explored all the other options, and you're happy to settle for that type of 3-ball.
See, Dusty Hannah's about to check back in the scorer's table.
All right, so I have a question.
What is your question?
Dusty Hannahs has been their spark off the bench in this game. Is this the first time we're seeing him in this third quarter with 3.5 left?
That is
Why
correct.
would that be?
Well, the only explanation I can think of is perhaps you're thinking what we've got to do on the defensive end and how you might be feeling a little vulnerable defensively. But right now, I think that they've almost got to trade off on that. Even if he's got to do a better job, of course, but you almost trade off on that when you're struggling to find points.
Here's Jamie Perlman, stand-in coach for CJ Bruton. For his first minutes. He's recently returned from
blocking
Australian duties with the Young Boomers team.
And Perth, with that foul, Perth are over the limit. And this right now, it's a great opportunity for Adelaide to get points, penetrate and get your feet in the paint to draw fouls to get to the free throw line.
Absolutely, and given what we've seen, you kind of look at the scoreboard, and although it's still a sizable margin with those 14 points, the way the game has been played out, you'd think that Perth Wildcats would have a much within touch for the Adelaide 36ers.
Perth in action next on Thursday to start round 15. They take on Melbourne at John Cain Arena. What an enormous start to the round that's going to be. For the Adelaide 36ers, they'll play New Zealand in Tasmania on Saturday.
Free throw.
I've had that sitting here waiting. Harvey King's first points of the game. Norton downhill. Law puts it back in. Hannahs to the other end. Nice finish. It's an 11-point game.
He actually is really good around the basket in making sure that he avoids the shots in heavy traffic.
That time.
These are the times when Michael Fraser's got to step up, particularly on the offensive end, if he's ever going to. That's a good release. Just knew the defense was coming, held it out wide enough. And Cotton's not on the floor. Then now's the time for him to be more active on the offensive end.
Blanchfield had 17 in the opening quarter. Hasn't scored since then. Steps out. Three misses. Foul over the back from Majuk. Just a little bit of momentum starting to go Adelaide's way here.
And now they walk 94 feet to shoot 2 free throws.
And to bring the lead back to single digits. A little bit of... Their shooting's gone off the ball ever so slightly, and with Adelaide finding other opportunities to score, and the rebounding's just becoming an issue for the Perth Wildcats. 32-24, they trail that category, and an incredible 19 offensive rebounds with still...
A single-digit game. Very important. 2:23 left in this quarter for both teams.
Manny Malou's played some good minutes off the bench. It's a 16-point lead at halftime for Perth. Adelaide have fought their way back in despite their shooting stats. They've hung around and
turnover number 10 in the game for the Wildcats. That man has re-entered.
Yep. I think when it gets down to 9 and they've got the ball, I would imagine that Scott Morrison was hoping to be able to get up until three-quarter time, that type of rest for Bryce Cotton, but it's starting to get a little bit more concerning.
Malou out of control. Nice D from Norton. Here's Cotton. Travis. Perth can reset through Norton, who got downhill. Beautiful drop.
His ability to just head full of steam, penetrate, draw the defense, and dishes it off. Big fella to get an easy 2.
Back out to 11. Not that time for Hannes. Mojave King trying to stop Cotton. Sees the foul. Adelaide's 4th of the quarter.
See, that's smart play by Bryce Cotton. And just drives in him. And unfortunately, I mean, there is not a lot in that. He was just a little stiff. On that one was King.
Long. Foul. It's good.
Again, that unselfish basketball play.
It is, but it's also recognizing that the guy I'm on, Withers, has got 3. So here he's on 3. So now I want to test him. Oh, my goodness. Call a foul on Withers on that?
I think that foul.
Maybe it wasn't on King. Was it on King? I was going to say, if that was on Withers, it was on King, definitely on King. But even then, it looked like a soft foul.
Hannes, the spin, doesn't finish. Lost his bearings on the way through. Cotton crosses over King, and then the pass from Majorca.
There's a man that's seen the game 1 or 2 passes ahead. He drives by as soon as he knows where the help is coming. Look at the little wraparound. Here's a little
in and out cross.
And then as soon as he sees DJ coming, he knows he's got Majuk down low. Gee whiz, that's just really good offense by Bryce Cotton.
I mean, as soon as he came into the game, it was a 9-point game. As soon as he came into the game, 1 pass, Vic Law, and 1. He gets a bucket.
He's plus 23 for a reason.
Then he creates.
He's got the 25, so he's got the highest, but right next to him is Bryce Cotton at plus 24, and you're spot on. Look at the scoreline now. It's a 9-point game, and he comes in and just makes something happen.
Shot clock winding down to 10 for the Wildcats. And that is a lonely, lonely place.
It sure is.
It is. And right there you see that he's giving him choice. You hear Jamie Perlin saying get on his left. And you should be so far on that left that he's got to step back or he's got to do something miraculous to shoot a 3. And you're not conceding the penetration, but you're saying, well, that's the lesser of 2 evils. Let's get him inside the 3-point line and make him make a tough one or that extra pass just to get it out of his hands. But when he's got those types of choices to create that 3 ball, he's
He sits down. Dude, he went to 19 after he's done. He changed the game in 2 minutes. This knockdown from Withers on the three-quarter time buzzer. It's a 16-point lead for the Wildcats with a quarter to play on Sunday Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
You're watching
Sunday Hoops and the Hungry Jacks NBL. The third place Perth Wildcats are flexing their muscle. They lead by 16 at three-quarter time. Adelaide got it back inside 6. Back into the game, said I'll take care of this and gave them a double-digit lead coming into the last.
He just showed brilliance in a minute and a half.
Yep. The shot, and again when they get a bit of a buffer, they try to find some rest for Bryce Cotton. Good little slip there, and they find the bucket, find the foul on the shot. But 36 is first and foremost, they got 70 field goal attempts.
Most games are around, the 60, 70 field goal attempts.
And compared to Perth, who had 42. Now, Perth, in fairness, have got 9 of those, because you've got a few and ones in there. 9 of those are not coming from field goal attempts. Even if you add that to their total, there's still a lot more shots going the way of the Adelaide 36ers.
Now, I have a question. Have you ever seen a game, a 40-minute game, 90 field goal attempts? I've never seen that. And it looks like we may be heading there in this one.
Back in the day, homicide, we used to let it fly. So I reckon
Daisy had 90 himself. I'm not sure about the rest of the team.
Maybe not in a 40-minute game.
Where's Copes when you need him most?
No, not just. Well, that's nice by DJ.
What's the most field goal attempts you ever had in a non-overtime game?
Would have been high 30s for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. But you reeled off those stats with Ian Davies the other day. And he had 13 of 24. 24 three-point field goal attempts for one person in the one game. Now that is heroic.
Well, you put it into context. Perth have had 25 for today.
Yeah.
2 for Meyer. No, look, pass was nice for Withers. three doesn't go down.
Still unable to come up with some three-point makes. 6 of 31 this afternoon. Bryce Cotton about to check in. Great defense by DJ.
Johnson foul. We've just gone and done some digging, Dewey. Do you remember a game in 1987 against the Newcastle Falcons where
I do.
he had 39 field goal attempts?
I told you it was high 30s.
It also equated to 60. He had a 60-piece.
Yeah, and well, unfortunately, we lost that one quite considerably, so it was nothing to be all that proud of. But no, but it wasn't. It was just obviously a different style of play to what we see now, and the level of athleticism in our game these days is. What it does is it creates more difficulties for the offense because the athleticism on the defensive end, it is a whole lot harder. And let's not forget, they were 48-minute games.
Right.
Still, 39 attempts is 39 attempts.
That's a lot.
When you shoot the ball the way you did, you can do whatever the hell you like. 27 for Cotton. Here's D from Adelaide. The crowd can sense something lifting here at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Duffelmeyer. Off the window, that jumps out.
They're the ones they need to drop just to put some a little bit more scoreboard pressure on the Perth Wildcats. Right now, point lead, those three balls and actions that you see from the Wildcats are a lot easier with 11-point lead as opposed to a 7.6-point lead. There's a travel, little shuffle of the feet at Homicide. There's just a stench about this that suggests that the Adelaide 36ers are well and truly still in this.
It is. Now it's time to make plays on the offensive end. Don't go gun shy. Keep them going. Keep letting them go. At some point, these threes, they're going to have to connect.
Well, they've been saying that the first three quarters and they're 6 of 31.
Don't start shooting now.
Maybe other options to find it to keep that scoreboard ticking over.
DJ's not going to stop. And why wouldn't he? They've scored the last 11, Adelaide.
At some point, they're going to have to drop. Keep shooting with confidence.
An 8-point game. Perth led in the third quarter by 20. Adelaide have kept themselves in it.
Wow, Withers grabbed that. I don't
Let that go. Should have let that go. It's your ball.
Yeah. Well, here is a little action for Daniel Johnson, and Majuk gets caught up in that screen. And this is a tough matchup for Majuk. He's got the size and the length, but DJ's so crafty with those fallaways. He can knock the three ball down. So this is going to be a testing time for Majuk with this matchup.
Just play off the inbound. Forces McCarron to foul. 3 from 22, they shot the ball from outside in the first half, Adelaide. They were 3 from 8 in the third quarter. They started well in this fourth. Giving themselves a chance. (18-9) for Vic Law. All NBL first team, Corey.
It's going to be tough because, no. You have to have, the rules. 3 outside, 2 inside. Joe Lalachula's making it. Mitch Creek is making it.
So is Vic Law the other?
Vic Law's making it.
So who's the 2 players on the inside? If Vic Law and...
Well, he can play the first spot.
Adams and Cotton.
Adams and Cotton, lock.
That's our 5, I think, isn't it?
So who are we going to have on the outside? Is Creek going to play the 3 or...
3. Plays the 3.
Okay.
Or the 4.
Okay, well, there you go.
Either of those two will be
But hold on. Xavier Cooks, man.
He's in good form. We'll see the Kings up next against the Taipans on Sunday Hoops. Withers with rebound number 6. Duffelmeyer at the elbow. Uses McCarron up top. Pass for Withers was nice. Law blocked him. And Withers scores. Through the bump. And one play. Adelaide just will not go away.
It has been a tough night offensively for Withers. But his consistency in crashing the old boards, he gets that block, but he goes up, and sometimes you need a little bit of luck.
He does. That is a great block by Law.
Great block.
And then it was the early rotation. They sent Majuk on that double, and Bryce Cotton was there but wasn't able to get in the lane for that pass. And 20 offensive rebounds for the Perth Wildcats. They've got 17 defensive. They're shooting it at 32% from the field. A paltry 21% from the three-point line, but they only trail it by 7 against the Wildcats, who are at 50 and from the field and 44 from the three-point line. The volume of shots has kept them in this ballgame.
Yes, it has.
It's been a strange old game, this one.
But this man is on the court.
Travers, a big knockdown for the Wildcats.
And I was almost prepared to put that into the poor shot selection in the context of the game, but he steps up and makes a huge one for the Wildcats.
Just showing the confidence and the self-belief in himself.
Here's Withers. 34 from outside. 5 minutes remaining at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre. Norton threw it up with the left hand. Officials might take a look at this. The original call was a Perth ball. Not anymore.
They're going to review this. I think Jamie Perlman...
It's our ball. I'm going to have a timeout. Yeah. Still want a timeout on blue. Yeah.
I still wants a timeout.
Timeout to blue.
I thought he was going there because he thought it was going the other way.
Jamie Perlman just wants to have a chat. 10-point game.
Hey, really close.
81-71. They're just hanging around at the moment, Adelaide.
Well, the got together and overruled the original call. So that's why I think Jamie Perlman that time was prepared to call a timeout to review.
Correct.
But then even when he got the ball, he thought, no, I think we need a bit of a chit-chat about this. Just as a real pivotal time. This next 2 or 3 minutes is going to determine whether the Adelaide 36ers are a legitimate chance. A remarkable turnaround based on the statistics.
Perth leading 81-71. If you think that you can score one from full court, there's $100,000 available in the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot. You can enter now win.nbl.com.au/Latrobe.
Mojave King in this game at a really, really crucial time as well. And
he's a 40% three-point shooter. Perhaps that's Jamie Perlman's reasoning. Mitch McCarron, 2 of 9 from the field.
That's our break.
Perth get the ball back, and that's a missed opportunity for Adelaide out of the timeout, Corey.
Sure is. Good block.
King runs the floor. Duffelmeyer, no foul called.
beautiful defense by Law. Goes straight up, hands vertical, and made a really good play to contest that shot without fouling.
We've reached 80 field goal attempts in this game.
Blanchfield, tip in.
And That's where the Wildcats find another way to put pressure on you, crashing the offensive boards.
Well, Adelaide have done a good job on the boards by and large. Here it is. Travers again goes in, misses that, and just sneaks underneath Tad Duvermeyer, who's had a really good game. In fact, a career high for Duvermeyer with his 15 points, 4 of 10 from the field. He's also got the 6 boards.
He's done a really good job.
Time's starting to become a factor for the home team.
Gotta go fast. Good double team by Perth.
Hook, 3 seconds. Withers. He's only just in the paint.
Gee, they're 3 offensive sets since the timeout
have not been ideal.
Less than desirable. Todd Withers comes out of
That was really good rotations by the Perth Wildcats. They run their switch up the top. They get the mismatch, but although they changed Cotton and interchange him down low with Norton, they like Norton guarding the low post.
All right. Mitch here, BC here. Hit. Now we know Johnson's on you, right? Okay. Mitch, fly off this way. Fake it this way so Johnson leans. BC's going to ball screen him right there. Okay. LT, you're cutting from here. Todd, you're here. You start here. When Vic catches it here, wherever he catches it, let Mitch go off him. He's going to fake it. Then it's ball screen. Hey, press break here. You throw it in. You 2 in the eye. Expect him on the jump. Yeah. Take the shot up. 1, 2, 3. Take the shot up.
3 minutes and 35 remaining. This is the first of our doubleheader on Sunday Hoops. Coming up next, the Sydney Kings will take on the Cairns Taipans. Big crowd expected again at Kudos Bank Arena.
As there should be.
Kings are playing really entertaining basketball.
Very nice. They
hottest team in the league, Gaze. 5 straight W's.
I know, but the margins haven't been all that significant. Some real exciting, heart-in-your-mouth type finishes, but getting the results.
More offensive putback.
Law is a stud. He just got 20 points now, got 10 boards. And 22, in fact, with those 10 boards, just gets it done.
What are we doing? No, don't do that.
Scott Morrison, he didn't want that. He wanted to switch, and they ended up staying in a red or a blitz action with 2 on the ball, and straight away, no. We don't want. At this stage of the game, just want to keep them on the perimeter, and that double team, without the pressure on the ball, they're able to pass out of it, Homicide. If you're going to double team someone and make it a numerical advantage off the ball, if you don't put pressure on the ball and they can get out of it at this level, they're going to find the open man.
As they did. Got an easy layup because of it. As you heard, ScoMo, we don't want that. No. Made you pay. 12-point game.
Vic Law's 5th double-double of the season.
He's bounced back. He had a 3-game skid where he did not play well. He started off hot and on fire. Dropped a little bit, but he's picked it back up the last 3 games, this one included.
Still with Matt Hodson to come back in from a calf injury. Kevin White missing today for personal reasons. What it's going to be like for Perth as players and for Western Australian basketball fans on Sunday, March the 20th.
Yeah.
When they go to RAC Arena for the first time in a long time to play host to the New Zealand break.
Well, remember what it's like when they knew they were going to be away for a while. They played, I think it was the Cairns Taipans, their last home game. They had 13,500 there.
They were locking them out.
So they're going to be up and about because there's a lot to like about this Perth Wildcats team. Another got a genuine championship contender.
Blanchfield was the one that got them going at the start. He might be the one to finish it.
Yeah, just too many points for the Adelaide 36ers to try and defend, and just haven't been able to guard the 3-point line. Good Lord. I don't mind the penetration, but he threw that where he thought there was going to be a flare. But this is good little set action. That little slot cut that they had with the cutter just gets the guy to bite a little bit off Todd Blanchfield. And like I said, with that size, he can shoot over the top of defenses that close out.
Time is their friend. Now Perth, they can take their full 20.
Man,
so good.
Just picking apart that defense off the dribble. His ability to create for others. It's a beautiful thing to see when he's in this type of mode. 27 points and 7 helpers to go with it.
This little genius, this little superstar, he's plus 32 in the game.
Man.
That the Adelaide 36ers had. They got it back to 7, let's not forget, a few minutes ago. And when he hasn't been on the floor, the Perth Wildcats haven't functioned as well. And they've done a good job getting a little bit of rest for Cotton. He's only played, well, I want to say only, he's had 27 minutes, which... Oh, excuse me. No, he's had 30 minutes. So he's had still a bit of time on the bench. He'll probably finish this one out around 31 or 30 minutes. I doubt you'll see him again. So in 30 minutes, the little maestro, he's 6 of 10 from the three-point line. He's got 27 points, 7.
He was resting on offense because of the fact that everything in quarter number 1.
And Vic Law
came in quarter number 3.
Yeah, they've got some good weapons they can go to.
Now Law steps out. Adelaide 36ers are going to drop 3 at home in a row for the first time since November 2014. They've always had such a great record at the Adelaide Entertainment Centre, but they're just...
Well, this is impressive defense.
They're not a great way right now.
To hold any team in this competition to 73% at 31%. 84 field goal attempts. They've done a great job on the 20 offensive rebounds. They've won the rebound count.
They've taken care of the ball. 6 turnovers.
Yeah. Just haven't been able to put it in the hole. Haven't been able to score. Hasn't been shy from the three-point line either. 2 of 12. Nice slip. Zunic with a good pass. Jack Purchase seeing the last minute action, or 30-odd seconds.
Spent some time with the 36ers last year, Jack Purchase, 9 games.
Indeed.
Now with the Wildcats. I think he might have spent some time in the winter playing for North in the NBL 1 competition as well.
Well, he's going back there again in the NBL 1 competition when the NBL season finishes. I think Daniel Johnson might be suiting up for them as well.
He'd be fairly handy. Now, here's a young man that you're very high on. Ollie Hayes-Brown. You're big on him, Corey.
I am. He is a big unit. Good rebounder.
Good Frankston boy as well. 21 years of age.
Has a lot of tools to work with.
Comes from basketball. His dad was the general manager of NBA Australasia, Phil Hayes-Brown. And so he's been around the caper.
The Perth Wildcats had lost 4 of their last 6 coming into today. But most importantly, fresh in mind. They come out today and give Adelaide the business on their home floor, 92-73.
Well, not without a little scare. The Adelaide 36ers, they battled away, and just the volume of shots, 85 field goal attempts as opposed to the Perth Wildcats 57. Now, admittedly, like I said, there were a lot of free throws, 27 free throws, but even taking that into consideration, it's still a heavy amount of extra field goal attempts the Adelaide 36ers had with their 20 offensive rebounds. But just right from the start, you saw this steely resolve by the Perth Wildcats to not allow head starts. As we mentioned, 10 times this season, they've trailed by 10 points in the first half. And it was an area of concern, but if this afternoon's any indication, looks like they're whether it's something else they've gone to figure out how to avoid that, and they did it this afternoon.
4 games on the road after this one, and they will be back at home at RAC Arena to finish the season with a bunch of home games. They're headed for the finals. It's just a question of which spot on the ladder they're going to finish, Corey.
Agreed. They are a top 4 team. I've conceded to that. Years.
That's not in doubt.
Not in doubt. No more in
doubt at some stage.
I was. I'm no longer in doubt.
Is this a public apology? That's as good as it's going to get.
That's as good as it's going to get.
Let's get to John Casey.
Bryce Cotton, Foot Locker player of the game. Well played. It was great for your teammates today as well to get involved. Toddy Blanchfield was outstanding in that opening quarter and set the tone.
Yeah, man, he was on fire. We pretty much rode him that whole first quarter. He did a good job keeping us in it. And then collectively, I think in the next coming quarters, we did a hell of a job defensively.
You had double-figure points in the second quarter, and then Vic Law had double-figure points in the third quarter. You've got a lot of weapons.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Offense has never been the issue with us. I think we're a pretty good offensive team, but we always have lapses on the defensive end. But I think today we did a pretty good job. Momentum.
Adelaide closed to within 7 in that last quarter. The floor straight away to try and save the situation. You feel that pressure of when things start to go awry for your team. The coach always says, hey, Bryce, we need you back in there. Go and do something special.
No, not really. You know, basketball is a game of runs. There's other times where we're down a lot and we make runs. So it's never a time to panic. We've been in this situation a million times.
And you haven't had a great record here in Adelaide. You've been here 9 times, only won twice. Were you aware, or do you get that feel that, you know, this is a place where I haven't had
the exact record, but considering that, I guess we was due for a win, so lucky us.
And I guess tonight, or today, your performance was your best of the 3 so far against Adelaide. Is that you just take what the defense gives you?
Yeah, exactly. It's just read and react. I mean, I get so much attention a lot of the time, so I try to make sure I find the guys that are open, and then whenever I have open looks, I try to take them.
Always a pleasure to have you here in Adelaide. Well played. Good luck for the rest of the season.
All right, thanks a lot.
It's always a pleasure to watch Bryce Cotton, and the Perth Wildcats look very, very good today. 92-7. Fashion. Coming up next, it's the Sydney Kings taking on the Cairns Taipans as Indigenous round continues.
Isa pa. Okay, let's go. Mali na pangalan nun. Okay, isa pa. 50 pesos load. Chal, bukas, sumali ka bukas. Tingnan natin. Palit arrangement. Raystar Camitan ang nangunguna ngayon. Tingnan natin. Rod De Lara Pastoral taking the lead. Second dito si Carlo Pomon. Third spot, Jolan Casco kabiling. Pero Raystar Camitan ng Rumble Royal na Vibe. Tingnan natin dito. Amang si LJ Londres sumahabot. Pero si Mark Nunoy mukhang talo na naman. Mukhang talo. Mike Sorry, boss. Masyado mabagal yung T-Rex na eh. Last 1 minute, last 1 minute, last 1 minute. Tingnan natin, tingnan natin. Last 1 minute na lang, guys. Yes. Ay na, mabigat yung costume. Ayap ka. Hoy, huwag kayo maniniwala dyan kay Chal. Tama, nangunguna nga yung mga may headgear, oh. Last 20 seconds. Last 20 seconds. Tingnan natin kung sino mananalo dito. Kabiling's taking the lead right now. Next is Mark Montilla. Last 15 seconds. Tingnan natin kung sino ang mananalo dito. Humaharurot dito si Benny Barayuga. Tingnan natin kung mananalo dito si Benny. At mukhang si Benny ang magnanalo dahil Benny, the Bennywise. Congrats, Benny. Si Bennywise, congrats Benny. Chat na page pare. Chat mo ng phone number mo, tapos sabihin mo kung load or Gcash. Ayop ka, Chan. Tigil-tigilan mo ako. Chat mo ako guys, mag-end live na ako. Thank you so much. Salamat. Chat mo yung page, Benny. Madam Maria Cristina. Chat nyo. Bukas ulit. Bye-bye.
Sabi ko, isa pa! Guys, akala niyo yun lang yun? May isa pa, Idol!
Love at night.
Sicilian yan, pare! Epic skin ni Sicilian! Oh my God! Pre, nung wala ng kaswertehan, sinambot ko lahat. Biruin mo, kanina, napakarami ko nang nakuha ang epic skin, Idol! Ubus na ang skin ni Munton! Nagsisisi na yan si Munton, pre. Sabi ni Munton, bakit nilabas ko pa tong event na to? Mauubos na yung skin namin. Nakuha ko na lahat. Okay. Uy, may isa pa! Hello?
Where there is light, there
Sino to?
are also
Sino to? Sino to, pare? Sino to? Sino to? Rafaela? Louie? Ay, Louie ata to, pre. Normal skin lang ata ni Louie to. Pero goods na. Dalawang epic skin, tas isang normal skin ni Louie. Grabe, par. Magbibingo to, pre. Magbibingo yan. Mayroon niyang bola. Sayang. Ayun na, pre. Ayun na. Magbibingo yan. May ibibingo yan. Ayan na, pre. Sa gitna dito sa baba. Sa baba. Yan! Sige! Wow! Pre, 28 na cancel nga! Oh my God! Holy moly! Guacamole, fish moly! Grabe yung nagturo ng 28 na cancel, par. Napakalupit mo! Paano mo nalaman yun? Guys, naka-record pa naman! Iti-tiktok ko yun, pre! Ang lupit mo magturo! Kaso yung Angela gusto ko makuha eh. Bakit Chang ibinigay? Sige, okay lang. Kunin natin lahat. Kunin natin lahat, Idol. Okay. Ano to? 10% off? Sige. Uy, 20% off. Sige. Sige, confirm. Uy, 20% off, Idol. 1.8 na lang. Tingnan nyo, nakikita nyo yun, pre. 20% off. 1.8 na lang, Idol. 1.8 na lang. 1.8 na lang. Ito para saan tong Evelyn na to? Piggyback. Exchange. Paano mag-exchange? Ayaw ma-exchange, pre. Pala kayo dyan kung ayaw nyo. Uy, ano to? Uy, may bonus pa! Ito gusto ko. Nice one! Isa pa, pre! Isa pa! Times 10 ulit! Okay, isa pa. Ilang cancel, pre? Tatlong cancel lang daw. Sige. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Angela, gusto ko makuha, pare. Oh! Oy! Ano to? Si Brody. Ay, di may bola si Bruno. May bola par, may bola. Si Bruno. Epic skin ni Bruno. Isa pa. Confirm. Isa pa.